Toucan Play That Game is proudly sponsored by NiceGameShop.com, the place to go for rare and unusual Asian games.
Hi, I'm Michael. Join Pixel and I as we each form conflicting cults, battling it out to be the first to summon our elder gods, and hopefully avoiding those annoying investigators in Fate of the Elder Gods by Fabled Nexus.
Here's the game all set up ready for our two-player game. If you need to learn how to do this, please do watch my how to play video. Now, Pixel is going to be the purple cult, worshipping Yog-Sothoth, whose ability is Key and Gate that allows you to learn new extra spells. And we are green, worshipping good old Cthulhu. And the stars are right is our power, which allows us to move a cultist from the ceremony to any other location and then destroy all investigators there or one cultist of each other cult at that location. And our spell cards, we've got a blue, a yellow, a white, and they're all pretty difficult to learn. The green, red, probably the easiest. Let's see, we've got Sign of the Brotherhood. Choose one other cult to return one of their cultists from the abyss and place it on their lodge, which allows you to return 3 of yours to your lodge. Or Alter Fate. Either reroll up to 3 of your dice once or 1 of your dice 3 times. And the stars are right. Assign each cult, including yourself, one of the following. Lose 1 Elder Sign, gain 2 cultists from the abyss, gain 2 investigators, or become cursed. So not too worried about that. This is the only one we might stand a chance of being able to ready anytime soon, but there isn't any locations with red and green at the moment. So I'm not too worried about that. And we're going to be going first. So our options for moving, we can either go to the ceremony, to the streets of Arkham, or to the museum. Well, I'd definitely rather go, I think, to the ceremony over the streets of Arkham so that I can get to other worlds faster and just try and do that to get some summoning track up. So not worried about that. The museum, let's have a look at the artifacts. So the Skull of Law allows you to roll the dice and maybe advance up the summoning track, but maybe become cursed. So I'm not too interested in that. And the Necronomicon, you become cursed when you take it, which I really don't like. But it would mean that readying spells is going to be much easier. No, I'm not too interested in those. So I think what we're going to do is place our white here, and we will move to the ceremony. So there's only 1 investigator there, so that's not a problem, but we do then add 1, and we also add 1 of our cultists, and we get to take 1 of the gate cards and do our ability, so we can move a cultist from here. Oh, what we've forgotten, should have rolled for control. So we want, not that, we wanted a Cthulhu, but we didn't get one. So, where do we want to move this guy to? Well, I'm thinking we're going to move him to other worlds. And we can then destroy a cultist or an investigator. I think we'll destroy one of Pixel's cultists. And yeah, that's us then done. We could ready a spell, but we don't have anything requiring white and red. So we'll draw up, and our new card is another white, requiring yellow, green and red. Azard's Vengeance. Reveal when another cult takes an action to place at least 1 investigator on your lodge. That cult becomes cursed. So a nice spell, but difficult to learn. But that's our turn over. On to Pixel's turn. And she could use 2 white to go anywhere, or a green to go to the gathering. And I think what she is gonna do is go to the gathering. So she'll use the green. So we've got spells piling up there. And she will add a cultist and an investigator and roll for temporary control because she doesn't have free, she doesn't get it. And then she gains 3 cultists from the abyss, and she can move a cultist to somewhere else, and I think she's gonna move it to, Otherworlds because she doesn't have any there. And then readying a spell, she is going to ready this white one here, which requires a yellow and a green. And there is yellow and green where she is. And that means she needs to draw 2 more cards. So she draws 2 more white. So all she's got is white. And because she readied a spell, this gets discarded. And it's back round to me. And this time we've got a white, a yellow, a blue option. I'm still not that interested in going to the museum. What I think we'll do is we'll use the gate card and go to Otherworlds. So we travel over to Otherworlds. We'll add a cultist, add an investigator, and we don't need to roll for control because we have 3 there, so we have control. And let's see, so let's roll our dice. 3 dice, and we want tentacles or Cthulhu's. So 2 tentacles, 1 elder sign. So we sacrifice 2, going up 2 on our summoning track. And then readying a spell, well, there's 1 wild, a green, and 2 white. So we could ready this Alter Fate. So I think that's probably worth doing. So let's ready the Alter Fate. And we'll draw a new spell, which is a green, Find the Gate. At the start of your turn, you draw a gate card, but you then have to use it to move, and it requires a white and a red. Because we readied a spell, even though we didn't use all of these symbols, all the cards get discarded. Pixel's then going to use a white to move to the ceremony. So she will place a cultist and an investigator, and she will use her power to look at and then ready a spell. And she's going to go for the one that she just placed, because that way she knows what it is. She could discard it, but she's not going to. The good thing about these spells for her is this doesn't count against her 3 that she can ready. So then, she should have rolled for control, sorry. She doesn't have control. Then, let's see, she is not going to be readying any spells, but she then draws up and she draws yet another white. She can draw nothing but white, it seems. The board's starting to fill up a bit with investigators. I mean, there's 2 here, 3 there, 2 here. So I'm thinking I should go to the gathering before it ends up with 3 investigators. And I do have a green card, so let's go with that. So we go to the gathering, we'll add an investigator, add a cultist, we should roll for control. So we want Cthulhu, no, tentacle. So we gain 3, and we can move 1 to another location. Where would be a good location to move to at this point? I'm not really too sure. I mean, it's always useful to have more people in other worlds. So let's move Guy to other worlds. And then we can't ready any spells, so we'll just draw a card. We get a yellow, which is requiring white, green and red to coerce the innocent. Move up to 2 investigators from any one location or lodge to any other lodges. So a nice spell anyway. So it's now Pixel's go again. And Pixel is going to... She never took her gate card last turn when she used her ability. So she's actually going to use a gate card to move to other worlds. So we'll add an investigator and a cultist and roll for control and no. And then she can roll for sacrificing. So she's got 2 there. Ooh, a Cthulhu. So she sacrifices 1, putting her up to 1 on her summon track. And then readying a spell, she's got green and a wild plus 2 white she can use. So she's gonna ready this one here, which requires a green and yellow. So that means this gets discarded. And she draws, finally, something other than white. She's drawing a red. And it's background to us. So there's nowhere we can go to ready any spells. We can go to Streets of Arkham, to the ceremony, or to the museum. I mean, if we go to the museum, we'll be taking a random artifact that could be good, it could be bad. But ceremony is what I'd most like to do. But if we go to the ceremony, we're then going to take investigators. I mean, we're going to take investigators at some point, so maybe we just do that. Yeah, I think maybe that's the thing to do. So we'll use this and move to the ceremony. So we take these and add them to our lodge. Add 1, we add a cultist, and we roll for control. No. So we take a gate card and we use our ability. So we move one of our cultists. I think we're going to go from this one from the ceremony to other worlds, and we'll choose to destroy all investigators there. And we then need to draw up because we can't ready any spells. So we're getting a blue, which is the Witch's Curse. Requires green and yellow. Choose a cult, that cult becomes cursed. Well, that would be useful. So anywhere we go that has a green, we'll be able to do that because we've already got a yellow memorized. So that's interesting. And it's then Pixel's go. She is going to use her red to move to the library. So she'll place a cultist and an investigator. She gets to draw... Oh, no, first roll for control. No. She gets to draw 3 spell cards. And she can ready an additional spell this turn, potentially. And she has 3 white. So she's going to memorize or ready that one. And she's then going to use a spell, which is Corruption. Either sacrifice 2 cultists from your lodge or become cursed. She's going to sacrifice 2 cultists. You may advance 1 on the summon track or destroy 2 Elder Signs. She's going to advance to 2 on her summon track. She's then going to ready her second one because she's at the library, she can, which requires white and blue. So there is a blue here and she has lots of white readied. And then she draws a card, which is a red. I'll go and going to use the gate card to go to other worlds. So we add an investigator and a cultist. And we have control, so we need to roll 4 dice. Well, let's see what we get. We have got that alter spell that allows us to re-roll dice, so yeah, I'm not sure we want to though, because that allows us to sacrifice 3, because we can re-roll this up to 3 times trying to get another one. Yeah, let's do that. We'll use the alter fate and we'll re-roll this one up to 3 times. So let's go for it again, and final time. So nothing gained, unfortunately. So we sacrifice 3, taking us up to the lofty heights of 5. And we got 1 Cthulhu, which, because we have control, means we add 1 to our lodge. Then we can't ready any spells, so we will draw up. And we get another yellow, which is Find Artifact, which requires a blue and a red and allows you to draw 1 artifact from the artifact deck. So that's potentially useful. Pixels go, and she's going to use a spell, Find Gate. So at the start of your turn, you draw 1 gate card, and during your move, you must use it to move. So she'll be using that to move to the streets of Arkham. So she adds a cultist and an investigator and rolls for control and doesn't get it. Okay, well, she can give me 2 investigators, so she'll do that. And then there's a raid. Not because it's reached 5, but because that's the ability. So I need to roll 5 dice. And I have no spells I can use. Okay, well this is good. I rolled really well. So we only gain 1 Elder Sign. And all the investigators go away. That's a hefty result. Pixel's not readying a spell, but she does then draw a blue card, which makes it our turn again. And we're currently at Otherworlds. I'd kind of like to go to the ceremony. We could use the 2 blue or the 2 yellow to do that. Let's see what is at the ceremony. A red and a white. So either way, we're not going to be able to ready any spells. I don't think there is anywhere where we would be able to anyway. So I think we'll go for the 2 blue, I think. So we'll go to the ceremony. We'll add cultist and investigator and roll for control, which we don't get. So we gain a gate card and we can move someone. So I think we're going to move to Otherworlds. And we want to kill the investigator or cultist. And there's only the 1 investigator there, so let's kill the cultist. So that should go there. Can't ready any spells, so we draw a new one, which is a white. Find Artifact again, requiring green and yellow. So if we went to the streets of Arkham, we would be able to do that one. And we do have some yellows, so that's an interesting option. Pixels go, and she's going to play a red card. Moving to the library, so she'll add an investigator and a cultist, and she has control. So she'll get to ready a spell without paying any cost, and of course she is drawing 3 more spells. She's then going to use this spell to advance 1 on her summoning track, taking her to 3. And she can also sacrifice a cultist from here to go up 1 more. And then she'll draw a spell and her turn is over, which she's going to trigger another spell. At the end of your turn, you may move up to 3 of your cultists from any 1 location to any other locations. So she is going to move 2 from... Let's go 2 from the Streets of Arkham to Otherworlds. Then, our turn, I'm going to use the gate card to go to Otherworlds. So we add Investigator and Occultist, and we have Control, so we don't need to roll for Control. We do then roll 3 dice. See, ooh, well that didn't go according to plan. So we don't sacrifice any. We can though ready a spell. So let's do that. We'll ready this Find Artifact, I think. So it will allow us to draw 1 artifact, and we're actually going to use it immediately. These will go away from readying, and we'll draw an artifact. And we get Dust of Yoggoth. Discard a spell from your hand to cancel any spell being cast. The spell is discarded without effect, but it does get rid of the artifact as well. But that could be useful because obviously Pixel's taking a very spell-heavy route, so it would kind of get in her plans, interfere with her plans somewhat. Then we draw up and we get a green, requiring a red and a white. Witch's Curse, choose a cult to become cursed. Pixels go, and she's going to use 2 red to move to the ceremony. So she will add a cultist, add an investigator, get a gate card, and then she will pick up one of the spells that she just used to move. Oh, she should have rolled for temporary control. She didn't get it, so that doesn't matter. In fact, she didn't need to roll for temporary control. She has control. Interesting. So she has control. So she can sacrifice 2 to increase her summoning track. So she will do that. So she's up to 5, so we're drawing. And she has a red here and a red readied. So she's going to ready this spell here, which is a white one, requiring 2 red. And then she draws a red spell. Oh, and she readied a spell, so that goes away. And I think the sensible thing for us to do, given our cards, is to use the yellow card to go to the Streets of Arkham. So we'll add a cultist, add an investigator, and roll for control. And we get control! First time we've successfully rolled for control. So, we don't have any investigators in our lodge, so we'll take 2 from the supply to give her. And then Pixel gets raided. Ooh, so she gets 2 Elder Signs. And the investigators stay. Harsh. And because we have control, we then give her another investigator as well. And here in Arkham we've got yellow, green and red. So green and yellow will do this Find Artifact. We'll ready that and we'll actually use it immediately. And let's see what artifact we get. So we get the Crown of Carcosa. You may roll 2 dice when rolling for temporary control. If you roll 2 Elder Stars, then become cursed and destroy the Crown of Carcosa. So that should help with control anyway. And we then need to draw 2 cards. So we get 2 reds. The Sign of the Brotherhood, requiring 2 blue and a green. Choose one of a cult to return 1 of theirs from the abyss and you get to return 3. Alter Fate, reroll dice, and this one requires a yellow and a white. Pixel's going to use a gate card to move to Otherworlds, and she's going to use a spell. So choose 1 location that another cult controls, destroy 2 of their figures from there. And she's going to do it on Otherworlds, but I don't want her to do that, so I'm going to discard the Dust of Yoggoth in order to the artifact there, in order to stop that spell, because I don't want to discard my people from there, because I need them there in order to, well, gain my summoning track up. Then she will add an investigator and add a cultist. So she doesn't have control because we both have 3 cultists. So she's going to need to roll for control. And she's gonna use cubes of power so that she can roll 2 additional dice. So she rolls 3 dice for rolling for control, and she does get 1 Cthulhu, so she has control. So she then rolls her dice for sacrificing, and she's going to use another cubes of power, so she'll be rolling 2 extra dice. So she's got 5 dice. And she got all the sacrificing she needed, really. So what she's going to do... No, she's just going to leave it at that. So she sacrifices 3, taking her up to 8. And she's met an elder sign, so she becomes cursed. And her curse, when the cursed cult casts or readies a spell, this will trigger. But she doesn't know that. And it's still her turn, and because she rolled 1 Cthulhu and had control, she gains 1 cultist back from the abyss, and she's then going to ready a spell, which requires 2 yellow. And there was a yellow and a wild there for her to use. But that, of course, triggers her curse. Dabbling in the dark arts often draws unwanted attention. Cancel your spell or add 3 cultists and initiate a raid on your lodge. So she's going to cancel the spell. She then draws a card, getting a green spell. Back to us, and we need to play catch up really fast. So what we need to do is get more people at Otherworlds, get to Otherworlds and roll the dice. So let's use 2 red to go to the ceremony, which will get us a gate card so that next turn we can go to Otherworlds, because we can't go there yet because Pixel's there. We take 3 investigators to our lodge, though, is the risk. We do add 1 and we add another cultist. Now we could use our artifact to roll extra dice, but it's not actually going to help us having control here, so I'm not going to worry. We don't get control. We take a gate card, which we already did, sorry. We then use our ability. So we're going to move to Otherworlds and destroy all the investigators there. Then we can't ready any spells, but we do draw 2 more. So we get a red and a yellow. The yellow allows you to destroy 1 investigator from any location or lodge. And the red reveal when another cult takes an action to place a investigator in your lodge, the cult becomes cursed. So I don't think we're going to manage to ready any of those before the game ends at this point, but we'll see. So it is now Pixel's go, and Pixel is going to use 2 blue to move to the library, which means she takes these 3 investigators into her lodge. So she now has 6 investigators. So she's going to be in trouble. And she then adds an investigator and adds a cultist. And she's also out of cultists so she's going to be in serious trouble. She has control though. And she gets to draw 3 spells. So she draws 2 red and a yellow. So she can ready 2 spells, one of which she doesn't have to be able to pay the cost for. So she is going to ready and use Ancient Stirring. Advance 1 on your summoning track. You may sacrifice 1 of your cultists at the current altar location to advance 1 more. Which unfortunately I can't stop, and means her summoning track is at 9. Pixel has won the game. Yog-Shoggoth has been summoned.
And there you have it, an example of the 2-player game of Fate of the Elder Gods. I do hope you've enjoyed this video and found it useful. If you have, please do check out the rest of the videos on the channel as well as subscribing, liking, sharing and commenting. And as always, thanks for watching and bye for now.